Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at a tool that most DIYers are very familiar with, a caulking gun. If you've done any type of home repair, I know that you've had to use a caulking gun. If you've done big projects where you had to spread a lot of caulking, you know that your hand could get really tired. Well, what if I told you that you can get a battery-powered caulking gun that will do all the hard work for you and for a reasonable price? Well, that's exactly what we'll be looking at today. A battery-powered, a reasonably priced caulking gun that can do hundreds of tubes of caulking without you having to get tired. So if you plan to do a large remodeling project where you'll be doing lots of caulking, then this is one video that you'll want to see. So stick around as I unbox and test this new battery-powered caulking gun that I just got. Alright guys, so this is the 12-volt battery-powered caulking gun from CC, available on Amazon, link in description below. At the time of making this video, this kit retails for $79.99, but they also have a 25% discount coupon on the Amazon page, making it much cheaper than that. The warranty on this guy is 3 years, and the dimensions on this guy are 17 inches by 8 inches by 3 inches in width. The weight on this guy is 3.3 pounds. It is not a lightweight. So what do you get when you unbox this guy? Well, you get the caulking gun itself, you get two 12-volt batteries, you get a charger for this guy, you get an extra end cap for this right here, and you get the owner's manual that tells you everything about this guy, how to set it up, take care of it, all that kind of stuff. This caulking gun is powered up by 12-volt rechargeable 2-amp-hour batteries, and each battery can last around 100 tubes of caulking. So with 2 batteries included, that's around 200 tubes of caulking that you can do before you have to recharge them. This unit has 6 stepless adjustments for speed that you can choose from, so you can adjust the speed to whatever is best for your application. You can micro adjust it, and you can adjust it also for the caulking that you're using. We all know that the different types of caulkings will have different types of densities and require different pressure to make it work properly. The speed on this caulking gun is adjustable from 0 to 196 millimeters per minute or 0 to 7.5 millimeters per second. The force that this caulking gun can produce is anywhere from 0 to 4,000 newtons. So regardless of how dense the caulking is that you're using, this guy should be able to handle it with ease. This guy also has a locking button in case you have a long stream of uninterrupted caulking that you want to apply. No need to hold down the trigger for the entire time. The unit will do all the work for you. This unit also has a dripless design that after you release the trigger, the motor will automatically pull back the plunger to eliminate any pressure on the caulking and reduce the chances of any caulking spilling out. This unit also has an LED light to light up your work area and a 360-degree turning or completely removable cartridge holder to make it easier for you to do just about any application that you're trying to do. So this battery-powered caulking gun is ideal for the DIYer or the contractor that has to apply a large amount of caulking for any type of project. Whether it be roofing repair, bathroom or kitchen remodeling, or even siding repair. Any type of project where you need to apply a lot of caulking and you don't want to exhaust your hand and your forearm muscles, this is the best tool for that job. And I know many of my viewers like to shop at Harbor Freight, and you're probably wondering, how does Harbor Freight, Bauer, or Hercules compare to this caulking gun? Well, my friends, the answer is Harbor Freight does not sell a battery-powered caulking gun. So even if you wanted to buy a battery caulking gun from Harbor Freight, this is not an option you can get there. So this is the best one that you can get for your project. So let's take a little closer look at this guy and see how it performs. Alright guys, let's take a little closer look at this 12-volt battery-powered caulking gun. See all the little features that it has, how to use it, all that kind of stuff. Here on the handle, you have your rubber overmold to basically make it more comfortable to hold. The battery goes in right there, right at the bottom of the handle, like most 12-volt batteries. And as far as the machine goes, here you have the rotating cartridge holder that I told you about before. And you can undo this right here, and it comes off for easy cleaning. If you get some caulking or something gooped up inside here for some odd reason, like the cartridge explodes, which I've had that happen to me before, sometimes they're not made very well, and they'll goop everything up in here, or up around here. You can take all this stuff up and clean it up very easily. It just comes undone. Here on the bottom, you have your little piercing rod, so you can, pierce the cartridge and so forth. Just like most caulking guns will bring that. Most good caulking guns. Some of the cheapy ones do not. So here on the little control area, you have your trigger right there. there's your locking button. So if you want to get a continuous tube out and you don't want to stop, you lock that in place and that'll take care of it for you. This is your release button right here, so you can move this guy around because you see it's locked in place. The motor has control, but if you want to move it, you press that guy and then you have full release. You can move it back and forth, do whatever it is that you need to do. And back here is where you have your rotating knob for the control, the speed control, and the amount that you basically have it push out, how fast you want it to go. And it's stepless, and you don't feel any steps on there. You can micro adjust it a tiny little bit if you want to in pretty much any direction, up or down. And back here, right next to the control switch or the power switch back here is where you have your battery indicator. So if you hit that, you see right there, it lights up and it tells you in 3 different bars a percentage of how much battery life you have left. So, and right here, you see the LED light that lights it up for you, lights up your way so you can see what you're working on. So not too bad, fairly convenient little gun. Like I said, it's not a lightweight. And if you want a comparison to a regular caulking gun, here's a caulking gun that I've been using for years. And you can see it's a good quality caulking gun. It's lasted me for 20, 30 years. And this gives you an idea as far as size comparison. I'm putting it right here at the tip. And you see this guy is a little bit bigger because you have the motor and everything back here and the battery container taking up more room. But this guy will do all the work for you, where this guy, you have to crank it yourself and you have to do all the work yourself. So there you go. The biggest part is going to be the cartridge space and some of the motor and all that back here. Now the cartridge, basically this will take a 300 millimeter or 10 ounce cartridge, which is your standard cartridge. I mean, like here I have your typical standard cartridge. You see right there, 10.1 ounce, and it fits in there very nicely. I'll put it in a moment. Let's put it in right now. Let me show you. And actually, it gives you quite a room you could put it in there. It gives you a little bit of extra room. As you see, you slip it in, you still have a little leeway there. So it makes it easy to slip in and out. Or if you happen to get a cartridge that happens to be a tiny little bit bigger, it'll still fit in there. You got no problem at all. So that's convenient right there. So you slip it in, slip it out. You have no trouble getting that guy in there. So we'll do some caulking in just a moment, but that shows you how that works. And let me show you right here what we were talking about earlier, how you'll see this rod moving right here, where basically you can set it up, and I'll put it to go fast so you can see a better demonstration. So I'm going to put it to go, and then I'll stop, and you'll see how it backs up a tiny bit. And you see that's going pretty quick there. And then I'm going to let it go. You see how it backs up? That's how it does it, so you have the no drip design. So basically, instead of maintaining pressure against the tube, it'll back it up a little bit, and that way there's no pressure. So in other words, the caulking won't keep dripping out, which is a real annoyance. Like with the other one that I have to release the handle on the back here, because if I leave it, this one will stay stuck and it'll keep putting pressure. So I constantly have to release it so that it won't be dripping all over the place. And sometimes you forget and you make a mess. With this guy, there is no forgetting involved. It basically, I just cranked it all the way up. We'll see how fast it goes. You see, that goes pretty quick right there. That's a lot to be squeezing out. We'll see in a moment. Yeah, I'm going to stop it right now. You see how it backs it out. So the more you go, the more it'll back up because it has more pressure. If you do it for just a moment, you'll see it doesn't really do much. See, because there's not much pressure. You have to do it quite a bit for it to then back up. Because if you're putting tiny little pressure on there, it doesn't feel that there's enough to really squeeze it out. So if you put a lot of pressure, then it'll back it up a little bit. So that's just a little thing that it does. And then you want to move it, release it there, and you push it in like that. So there you go. That's all the different features and all the functions that this guy has. And let's put some the caulking tube in it. Let's do a little bit of caulking. All right, guys. So I don't have any caulking projects that I need to do right at this moment, but we want to see how this gun performs, right? So let's test it out right now. I'm going to use a brand new tube of caulking. Just pierced it right there, opened it up and so forth right before we started shooting. So I'm going to use this guy. And one thing to point out, you see how this guy rotates? You can rotate it very easily when you're using it. If you need to see what it is that you're putting in or something like that, you forgot, you make a mistake, you remember, oh, I got to see what this guy is. There you go. You have it very, very easily accessible. So this guy's all powered up. I have the battery in it. Let's see what this guy can do. And right there, wow, look at that. I have it going full power. That guy really cranks it out. Wow, look at that. I got to slow it down. You see how it went back? You see? No dripping because it backed up all by itself. Now that was the maximum right there. I got to slow this guy down. I'm going to go right through that tube. So let's slow it down. This is the slowest that it goes right there. You see right there? I have it at the slowest. Let's see what the slowest is. We already saw that's pretty fast. Let's see what slow looks like. Okay, it has to go. There you go. Wow, that is almost like you're hand cranking it. The slowest is really convenient. That's almost like you're doing it, hand pressure. That's very, very normal right there. I can't say that's too slow. That's very nice. You see, if you were doing a bead, you could just caulk out a bead right there very comfortably, very conveniently. The slowest is a good speed. So there you go. It backed up. So you see I stopped there, but again, no dripping. It stopped right there, right at the end of it. A little bit coming out of the tube because it's halfway through it. Let's speed it up a little bit. Let's go maybe right there. You can see you still got a long way to go. How about maybe a third of the way up? That's 0 right here at the bottom. And about a third of the way up right there. Let's say that's a third right there. Let's see what that'll do. Wow, that's pretty quick. That is a lot. Wow, if you got some big holes you got to fill in, this guy will help you do it very, very quickly. Look at that. You can move really fast. Wow, stop there. And clean that up. There we go. So there you go. It stopped dripping on there. So I would say, unless you're in a real hurry, I would never go that fast. Let's say right there, maybe a quarter of the way. That between 0 and a quarter, that's probably what most people are going to want to do. Move this guy up. And look at that. And that puts out a lot there. Well, I have a big hole on it, but that puts out very comfortably, very conveniently. Look at that. Very nice. Now, this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lock button in place. All right, let's go. And see right there. I can't show you because I'm going to drip all over the place. It is doing it, wow, all by itself. Look at that. And then you click it to let it to stop. That is a lot of caulking. Yeah, I would say if you want to have a nice control over it, I would keep it pretty low. Going fast, I mean, it goops that up like crazy. If you have big holes to fill in, then that'll do. But if you want to have, let me turn this guy around here. Turn it this way. So I have some more space down here. But I would say for the average user, the slower the speed, the better. Because you don't want to go too fast and then make a big old mess. And there you go. I finished a tube. So look at that. In a matter of seconds, there's nothing more. Oh, okay. That's it. We're at the end of the tube. So I finished the whole tube right there. You see? It's all gone in a matter of seconds. And I don't even feel it. I didn't feel like I did any work at all. That is pretty convenient right there. Now, obviously, if I want to release it, take this guy back. And you see, no mess. And this guy, there we go. Got stuck in there. And you see, the tube is totally gone. And there was no muss, no fuss. Very, very easy to do. So this guy took care of that quite easily without any real problem. And if I want to put that back in, squeeze that back. So there you go. I think this gun did a really great job. And if you want to really crank it out, I mean, like I said, let me give you a shot of what we did before. That was really fast right there. This was the slowest right here. And then these were variations in between where we went at different speeds. But you can put out a lot of caulking very, very easily. Even in the slowest, that's like normal hand cranking it when you're doing it by yourself. You're going to go that rate right there at the slowest speed. So I think this gun does a fantastic job. I mean, look, we went to run tube in a matter of seconds, no trouble at all. I didn't want to use it all up like that because that's not proving anything. So there you go. You got to see a lot of different speeds of what this guy can do. All right, guys, there you have it. A review and demonstration of a 12-volt battery-powered caulking gun. In your tool arsenal, you probably already have battery-powered drills, sanders, grinders, etc. All sorts of tools for getting your jobs done easier and faster. Well, now you can add a battery-powered caulking gun to your tool arsenal. Is this a convenient tool to have on hand? I think it is. If you have big caulking projects or you commonly use thick caulking that can get very tiring for you to spread, then this is a great tool to have on hand. The beauty of this gun is that, as you saw, it has a huge range of power for putting out any type of caulking. The latex caulk that I used in this demonstration is fairly easy to spread out. But if you're using some adhesive caulking or roofing caulk, you know those are denser and take a lot more muscle to crank out. So this guy will help you get the job done faster and easier. Check out the links below for all the details. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye for now.